legal and local. We lament all these horrible things that are happening right now. Joe Biden sucks, government sucks, Middle East sucks, everything sucks. And you sit around watching the news long enough, you'll feel completely helpless because you can't do anything about it. But you can, just not in the way you think. You see, you have a community, you have a town, you have a county, you have a state, and you can win these things back with effort. The communists took these things from you because they cared enough to try. If we care enough to try, we can take them back. And the man who is the tip of the spear, he is the one leading this effort everywhere he can. We can't clone him. Scott Presler, he's going to join us right now. And first, he's going to tell us what happened down in Louisiana except for good Cajun food. Scott?
Well, first, you're exactly right, Jesse. Look, what's happening in Ukraine is awful, but it's a distraction. What's happening in Israel is awful. The speakership, that we don't have a Speaker of the House, all of these things are meant to divert our attention. And the thing that is most important right now is focusing on the November elections on Tuesday, November 7th. And as you mentioned, Jesse, I've got good news, because what we've been working on at Early Vote Action since the beginning of this year came to fruition on Saturday, October 14th. We elected Governor-elect Jeff Landry in the state of Louisiana, where they just had a two-time Democrat governor. And if anybody knows anything about Louisiana, they have a jungle primary system. We had 15 candidates running, and Jeff Landry received over 51% of the vote outright on October 14th. That means that there's no runoff for the gubernatorial election. He is elected as governor. And that is exciting news, and it's giving us momentum going into this November's election.
Speak to us about this Louisiana place, Scott, because many people aren't that familiar with the politics there. When they think about it, they're thinking Deep South should be red anyway. Why wasn't it red before?
Well, I hate to say it, sometimes Republicans, we fight our own, and they did have a bitter primary that a lot of people who candidate didn't win. They did not vote for that general Republican candidate in the runoff in 2017. And the Democrat was able to win by 40,000 votes. So I hate to say it, the Democrats, while I don't respect their policies, I think their policies are reckless and dangerous for our country. I do respect that the Democrats at the end of the day coalesce together and will vote blue no matter who to get their candidates across the finish line. Now, luckily, we weren't in that situation with Jeff Landry. He is an attorney general that has fought against the Biden administration. And it's clear that our policies as Republicans and conservatives got him across the finish line. But one thing that I do want to point out, Jesse, is Caddo Parish in Shreveport, Louisiana is majority Black. And that parish voted for Jeff Landry on Saturday, October 14th. So minorities are coming over to the Republican Party. They realize how disastrous the Biden administration has been for our country.
Scott, explain how normal people, before we move on to other things they need to get involved in now, not in 2024 now, but how do normal people begin to engage locally, Scott? What's step one? There are a million people watching right now who want to get involved. They want to do something. No one's giving them something right in front of their face to do. What do?
It's as simple as little things like talking to your neighbors. You know, I'm here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, in Butler County, Pennsylvania, and actually I'm in Mike Kelly's congressional district. Mike Kelly has been asked by his constituency, the members that voted for him, to vote for Jim Jordan. And yesterday he did not do such a thing. And today he announced support for Boehner as speaker. And a lot of people are really angry. They're irate. And we have local elections, not only for the Supreme Court statewide in Pennsylvania, but we have city council elections in Slippery Rock. And it's a very small, tight-knit community. It's as simple as talking to your neighbors and saying, hey, Are you voting this November? Are you registered to vote? Because the deadline here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is on Monday, October 23rd. Do you have a plan to vote? Do you need a ride to the polls? Do you need a mail-in ballot? It's little things like even wearing show support for your favorite candidate while going to the grocery store, to the supermarket, but having those discussions, because clearly everybody is angry, but nobody is offering an opportunity to turn that anger into positive action. And that's why I'm here, because I want to make sure that we're directing it into actual change.
Scott, I'm sure everybody is well aware there's a big presidential election coming in 2024, but there are critical elections happening this year: New Jersey, Kentucky, Mississippi, Virginia, Pennsylvania. Could you please explain to people that there are many battles to fight before 2024 ever gets here?
Well, Jesse, I'm a little disappointed. Like, I first want to say I understand how people are feeling right now, that they're seeing Republicans not fight for our values, not vote for a Speaker of the House. And since so many people are frustrated that they're willing to just say, I'm only voting for President Trump, or I'm only voting for Governor DeSantis, whatever, I don't care. But guys, don't you realize that if you want to elect a Republican president next year, that president is going to need a Congress, is going to need a Senate and a House that he or she can work with in order to actually govern and legislate. So we need to be mindful of voting for Republicans to set the stage to win in 2024 and then be able to govern. Kentucky, Daniel Cameron's running for governor. Mitch McConnell's health is not doing great. We wish him well. I wish him a long, healthy life. But if he is forced to retire, the Democrat governor that's running to be reelected, who right now is in a position to probably be reelected, would be the person to appoint McConnell's replacement. That Democrat has already said he won't follow the law. So to anybody that cares about 2024, Kentucky is consequential. Electing Daniel Cameron as governor is consequential. Now, look, I live in Virginia. I'm currently in Pennsylvania, but I'll tell you, I voted early in person. I voted early in person because I know that I'm not going to be home on election day, and I want my vote to count and to be locked in for Republicans. In Virginia, if we pick up 2 state Senate seats, Governor Glenn Youngkin, and a state that has been blue since 2008, will have an entirely Republican legislature, and we'll be able to govern as Republicans and conservatives in Virginia, which, by the way, will set the stage to elect a Republican president in Virginia in 2024. And if people are upset in New Jersey with Democratic Governor Murphy, well, there is no better opportunity to have a repudiation of Democrat policies with the governor and with Senator Bob Menendez, who has been indicted allegedly for bribery. There is no better time for Republicans to be elected into office in the state of New Jersey. Regardless, I'm making an appeal to everybody right now watching Jesse's show. If you care about our country, I'm asking you, I'm begging, I'm pleading, do everything you can to help make sure that Republicans are successful, top to bottom, from statewide offices like Judge Carolyn Carluccio in the Pennsylvania Supreme Court to even city council races here in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. We need to show that America is standing united against what Joe Biden is doing right now, because otherwise the Democrats are going to be emboldened. Otherwise, the Democrats are going to say, look, the American people, they're happy with the border that's insecure. They're happy with Hamas attacking Israel. They're happy with Putin invading Ukraine. They're happy with jobs going overseas to China. They're happy with the inflation and gas prices and food prices that are unaffordable for working class America. Don't reward the Democrats by staying home. Make a plan to vote in Kentucky, in New Jersey, in Virginia, in Mississippi, in Pennsylvania, in Ohio, in New York. Make a plan to vote on Tuesday, November 7th, and let's show people that we are united as a family.
You want to get involved? Go help Scott Presler. Go get involved that way. Early Vote Action PAC. I am a supporter myself, have been for quite some time. Scott, I appreciate you, my brother. Keep doing what you do.
Hey, thanks, Jesse.